So, weiter geht's nach dem missglückten Versuch von Still Life 2. Das ärgert mich echt mit Still Life 2. Aber wir spielen jetzt einfach L.A. Noire noch ein bisschen weiter und gucken mal. Ich versuche mal, nee, morgen schaffe ich es nicht. Wahrscheinlich am Samstag versuche ich mal für Still Life vielleicht für mich nochmal die ganzen Sachen so weiter zu spielen, dass wir dann weiterkommen. Also da werde ich nach Lehrbuch gehen oder so. Mal schauen. Wo waren wir denn hier stehen geblieben? Lass mich mal kurz gucken. Wir haben was für eine Aufgabe. Wir haben unseren lustigen Partner hier. Tatort untersuchen, die nackte Stadt. Stonemans Praxis erkunden, das heißt, das Scene untersuchen, wer auch immer das ist. Wo bin ich hier? Hier bin ich, glaube ich, rausgekommen, ne? Das war, genau, hier war das Opfer. Und mit dem Auto sind wir da angekommen. So. Ach, die Musik, die erinnert mich immer, I don't want to set the world on fire, ne? Fallout 4, der Titelsong. So, wir brauchen ein vernünftiges Mobil. Haben wir hier ein vernünftiges Mobil? Ach komm, wir nehmen die Feuerwehr. Ja. Achso, warte mal. Wir haben gerade, glaube ich, ein kleines Ruckeln oder ein Ruckelchen wieder im Bild. Moment. Aber ich weiß ja, nö, das sollte eigentlich passen. Okay, sollte passen. So, wir fahren in die Praxis vom Doktor.
How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole? You gotta be kidding me. We're driving this?
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Trotzdem ist er ein Arsch und trotzdem ist er in dubiose Geschäfte verwickelt. Dr. Stonemans Praxis. Richer, cleaner and bolder. The finest tobacco. Aha. Rauchen ist scheiße. So. Und ja, ich darf das sagen, ich bin Ex-Raucher. Ich gehe mal hier in den Seiteneingang rein. Oh, hier ist ein Seil. Nee, ein Stromkabel ist das. Ja, wir sind unauffällig reingekommen. Vielleicht sollte ich erstmal auf die Tafel gucken, wo wir hin müssen. Hm? In den 5. Stock. Da fällt sich viel weiter.
Office 505.
505. Ist auch eine Firma, ne? 505 Games.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
So, 505, das ist die 02. 3, das ist die 4. Ich nehme an, das ist die 5 hier.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Ach, er.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Ich schätze, es ist aber eine scheiß Sache. Ich kann das schon verstehen, dass er sauer ist. Was ist denn hier? Was haben wir denn hier?
Doesn't look like.
Och nö. Okay.
Anything.
Hä? Was war das denn? Was war das?
This doesn't pertain to the case.
Was war das für eine Gedankenpause gerade eben? Ich glaube, ich sollte den Rechner eher neu starten. Nicht, dass es daran liegt. Der Rechner war heute den ganzen Tag an.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Der ist aber ganz schön in sich gekehrt gerade.
How well did you know Ms. Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Haben wir dazu einen Hinweis? Im Juli 46. Was ist denn heute für ein Tag? Was ist denn für ein Tag? Wie kann ich denn hier...
You cleared my schedule for that?
Nein,
Clearly there's
ich
more, Detective.
wollte gucken, was für ein Tag heute ist. Warte mal. Im Protokoll steht das, glaube ich, drin, oder? Steht das im Protokoll? Oh, los hoch. Ich brauche irgendein Datum. Man kann sich doch nicht alles merken. Die nackte Stadt. Es gibt hier kein Datum. Finde ich nicht in Ordnung. Ja, aber es wäre halt gut zu wissen, ob jetzt er wirklich nur 6 Monate oder aufgrund des Rezepts, das schon länger her ist. Wer soll sich das denn alles merken sonst hier? So, ich setze mich nochmal hin hier. So.
Can I ask you politely to go now? I have patients who need my help.
Nein. Was ist... kommst du jetzt mal her, mein Freund? Ich glaube, ich hab's schon
I
verkackt,
don't
oder?
think so. Optimistic, Cole.
Wo ist er denn jetzt hin? Macht das jetzt einen Kaffee oder was? Sag mal. Ist das jetzt dein Ernst oder was? Das geht echt alles schief. Da ist er. Ich will jetzt reden. Hör mal her. Hallo. Och,
Your partner is a creep, and you probably are too. I have nothing more to say to you.
also. Ich wollte doch bloß. Aber jetzt. Komm.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Wie gesagt, dadurch, dass ich ich sag mal böser Kopf.
You didn't
Ach,
like her,
Mist.
did you?
Wasn't a question of like, Detective. She was incredibly beautiful. When you looked in her eyes, you knew how a mouse felt before a snake. Not an ounce of warmth there.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Warte mal.
We believe Miss Randall died of an overdose of morphine. You didn't prescribe her anything else, did you?
That is a very serious allegation to level at a doctor, young man.
Abend, hallo. Du hast ein Glück, ich habe heute einen richtig super Tag drauf. Ein Spiel funktionierte nicht, also beziehungsweise hat Probleme mittendrin, das haben abgebrochen. Hier stolpert es auch schon gerade. Also es ist ein richtig super Tag. Möglicher Selbstmord, Überdosis. Ich glaube, wir kommen hier gar nicht. Ich glaube, da haben wir keine Möglichkeiten. Nee, die lassen wir mal fallen.
I made a mistake. Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Okay, jetzt war er schon weg. Tja. Ja, sind wir nicht alle ein bisschen Putin? Nee, nicht ganz. Aber von der Kopfform ja. Und von den Haaren her. So, und du mit deinem Ischias? Ich habe schon Fahrstuhlmusik. Wie der hieß, oh Gott, ich gucke ins Protokoll. Der hieß Dr. Harold Stoneman, der Steinmann. Ist das nicht einer von den Fantastic Four?
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
So. Dann nehmen wir unser Papamobil hier.
You can drive.
Fine, where are we headed? Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around in this, we're dead. Jesus, Cole, what's wrong with a good old-fashioned black and white?
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest
Typisch
secrets in a heartbeat.
CDU-Sprech gerade. Jeder Mensch hat was zu verbergen. Jeder. Und das sollte auch so sein. Kein geht was an, was hinter den vier Türen, hinter den Türen, ne, vor sich geht oder im Schlafzimmer vor sich geht oder weiß der Geier was. Jeder hat was zu verbergen.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
Hoi, hallo, Frau Locke.
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning.
Oh, die ist ein bisschen bestürzt, ne? Aber die hat so ein Duckface, so ein bisschen so. Sehr, ja.
If you don't get a move on, young man, people will start to think that you've lost your mind.
Wie alt bist du denn, dass du mich junger Mann nennst?
How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Ja, ich glaube auch nicht, dass es da irgendwie was... Okay, Wahrheit?
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
Oh, hübsches Kleid.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Aha. Wenn man jemanden liebt, macht man teure Geschenke oder was? Das ist aber nicht der Saphirring. Das ist ja der fehlte, glaube ich, ne? Ne, den haben wir gefunden. Aber hier, ein Perlenring. Goldring mit 4 weißen Perlen besetzt.
How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Zweifle ich mal nicht an.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about him.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Das weiß sie nicht. Wegen der Herrenjacke. Warte mal, ich trigger sie mal kurz.
Julia was kept by this Henderson character. The apartment, clothes, the jewelry. Was she a call girl?
How would I know? What evidence is there that says that Julia is a prostitute?
Boom. Wir haben keinen Beweis. Außer die Aussage des Hausmädchens. Und das geht nach hinten los, bin ich mir ziemlich sicher. Ach, scheiß drauf. Siehst du?
If Julia is hard, it's because of her background. To put it politely, she was quite poor. But a call girl? I think that that's ridiculous.
Warum was? Sie weiß doch noch gar nicht, dass sie tot ist.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Oh, nicht weinen.
Cole Phelps, Badge 1247.
Jetzt kommt Elvira gleich wieder, pass auf.
How could I help, Detective?
Messages, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you.
Okay.
I can connect the call if you like.
Oh, ja.
Please. Thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Ja, ein Bavarian Bread House. Und zwar bayerisches Brot. Warte mal, da drin weint jemand. Ich muss mal kurz reingucken. Oh. Okay, sie trauert sehr. Also. Ach, Mensch, armes Mädchen. Du, wechsel mal rüber da.
You know the way. You can drive.
Ich will
All right, where to?
erstmal dahin. Ich habe was übersehen, scheinbar.
You gotta be kidding me. We're driving this?
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Genau, der fährt voll gegen ein anderes Auto hier. So, ich muss mal hier nochmal... Hier ist irgendwas faul. Wie viele Stockwerke musste ich? Hallo? Ach ja, wir sind da. Ich vermute mal, ich habe hier noch was übersehen, weil der Ort ist noch... Nee, das nicht. Sag ich doch.
Don't think this is any use to us.
Und jetzt wird der Ort gleich durchgestrichen sein. Hübsch, hübsch. So, ich glaube, jetzt haben wir's. Jetzt müsste er durchgestrichen sein, der Ort. So, jetzt aber.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Oder doch nicht. Lassen wir mal die Feuerwehr stehen da. Hat er die Haare rasiert? So. Da lang.
Hey, isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
Ja.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Achso, ich bin jetzt dran.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mel. Thanks for the lead.
Ist das ein Arsch? Ich mag den nicht.
If you were twice as smart, you'd still be stupid.
Nummer 2 ist er. Nummer 2. Wo ist Nummer 2?
Arnett is in interview too, Phelps. Go help him get whatever it is off his chest. I'm just praying the prints come through so I can nail the son of a bitch.
Ja.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
27. Na,
If that's all, Heather's distraught. I probably need to get home.
wieso, du bist doch hier freiwillig hergekommen.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Das ist aber gelogen, denn seine Verlobte sagte, er hat sie erst bekannt gemacht. Anzweifeln.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private? Heather won't have to know? Yes. We had relations.
Sag ich doch.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Okay.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Okay, da haben wir keinen Beweis oder sonst was.
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Emporium, Direktor.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. The Fighting Sixth.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
Ach,
that would be all
Lügner.
for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
Ein Poser, ein Lügner.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Also, Elvira ist da schneller. Habe ich schon mal gesagt, dass ich den Typ nicht leiden kann? So.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Mal gucken, wo er hinfährt. Oh! Habt ihr das gesehen? Oh!
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
Fast ohne Schaden. Der hält an. Nee.
Too close, Phelps. Way too close.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Damn it, we got pink. He's off, quick.
Ich war da nicht viel dichter dran als vorhin. Bam, bam. Boah, da schleicht was zusammen. Wo fährt der denn hin hier?
He had never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Okay, der will abbiegen. Oder auch nicht. Warum eiert denn das Rad da hinten so?
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Na? Ich glaube, wir sind gleich zu weit weg hier. So. Ja, hatte ich mir schon fast gedacht hier, dass er gucken wird. Der guckt. Oh, 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 fast überfahren. Hat er mich gesehen? Oh, er hat mich gesehen. Ist doch bescheiden.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Sind wir so getarnt? Ich hoffe mal, ne? So. So. Ich glaube, so sieht er uns nie. Nie. Okay, da ist ein Schuhputzer im Werk. Da guckt. Oh, schnell, 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 schnell. AOK, Über. Aha, der will eine Reise buchen.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
Warum will er abhauen?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good, but this is better.
Oh my God, it's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Halt, da ist ein Telefon.
Car 11K, 11 King, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Homicide detectives Bukowski and Galloway have information relating to the Randall case.
Roger, KGPL. 11K, en route.
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thank you.
Ich sage ja, Elvira ist klasse. Die weiß sofort Bescheid. So, du musst mal fahren
Can you
übrigens.
drive to this one? Do we know where we're going?
Ja. Dahin.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus 2 dames always equals problems.
Ja, aber wieso haut er dann alleine ab, ohne seine Dame?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
I'm thinking of moving up to 45.
Wireless Radio. Ey, guck mal, was es da schon gab. Fabergé Gold, da.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Haben wir noch irgendwas anderes? Ohrringe. Perlenring.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Aber irgendwas fehlt noch. Der Perlenring? Silber-Pillbox? Nee.
Seems Julie wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
Nee. Ich tippe einfach mal. Ja, hier der Saphirring.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Tja. Hatte sie einen gestohlenen Ring in der Hand. So wussten unser Kumpel eigentlich. Wir sind doch hier, um jemanden zu treffen. Ich glaube unten, ne? Hallo?
Seems like a decent guy.
Mhm. Nö. Aber ich sollte doch extra hierher kommen. Hier. Nö. Wo ist ein Bekowski?
Now two scores flipped off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap. Why don't you go polish your war medal and leave me alone?
Okay, hier ist nichts.
Well, this day was a total waste of makeup.
Tja. Ist auch nicht da. Wahrscheinlich ist es nur die Information, die wir jetzt bekommen haben, die wichtig ist.
Oh, just you wait.
Nee.
Grown men playing at being bored.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right, where to?
Erstmal zur Streife.
Thank you for listening to KTI Radio.
Come on, let's give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace, Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
What's with all the firecrackers?
Watch your stick!
Ach du komm. Ey, nicht die Mütze, die war teuer.
Cease and desist.
You're pretty brave. Move, I gotcha. I'm hit.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. I nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Ja. Bisschen pflastern. Willi. Wie hieß der Typ? Ist wahrscheinlich nicht sein richtiger Name. Henry Arnett. So, mein Freund. Ich glaube, wir müssen wohin.
I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Ich glaube,